Hello, welcome to my studio again. My name is Blanca and I'm the owner of Furniture with Imagination. And the story today is a Finnish happy story. I decided to start with my end piece, and this is a gorgeous little solid wood maple chest of drawers that I found at a estate sale. And when I walked in there and I saw it, and it was kind of like just in a corner, and I'm like, this piece really spoke to me, and I decided to give it a new life. And I didn't want to strip it, I didn't want to, paint it, and I decided to just put some feet to elevate it a little bit. I put some molds, which you probably can't see from there, but I'll show you on the process. It gave it a cute little detail, and I decided to just do it on a black smoke finish, which is what I call black smoke. It just came out so pretty. It's the most simple finish you can ever imagine. It doesn't damage the piece. It just enhances the character and gives you like a little bit of peeking through of the original wood. You can even see the wood grain in here, and you'll see later. So I really love to do this finish. I have done before a piece on oak. It was a little bit different. It was gorgeous too. But I decided, why don't I try with this small piece and, with maple, because I have never done it in maple. So I'm really happy with the end result. You're gonna learn how to do this very simple finish with just two products. One is gonna be black one-step paint, and two, matte sealer, but you can use another sealer. I decided to use matte sealer to protect it really well to last another 100 years. Okay, so let's start with the video, and don't forget to tag 3 friends. Today we're giving out one-step paint, and tell me from where we're watching. I always enjoy to know from where you're watching the videos, far and wide. Ask me any questions and leave me your comments. I really do appreciate it, okay? Thank you so much, and let's get going. This is a photo of the little cabinet that I'm starting with on my project, and as you can see, it's the regular dark stain, and we're gonna give it a new life. So I'm gonna start by doing some molds, and we're gonna stick them on the top of it. Okay, so I made some molds with the new molds from Amy Howard at Home and Resin. And these are the cherry blossoms, and I really love it. I actually did it with 60% resin and 40% harden, so they would actually bend. And I love this concept because you can just bend them however you want and place them exactly where you need to place them at. So I'm just putting some good glue, and I'm ready to just put them in the middle there, just to give a little cute character. And then I'm going to be painting those with black one-step paint once they're dry. I'm going to secure them with a little bit of painter's tape. We're going to be ready to start doing our technique. Okay, so I'm going to explain you how this technique goes. It's very simple. You take your one-step paint on black, and you take your brush. You clean your brush really well, and then you start dragging your brush in the areas you want to paint. Make sure you have full coverage, but you can make some areas a little bit darker than others. And because you don't have a lot of paint, it's gonna leave some areas really not fully covered. Then you take a lint-free rag and start pouncing and taking off paint from areas that you want look more worn out. So again, take more paint and start dragging your brush, not with a lot of paint, but extend the paint that you had in your brush in an extended area. See what I'm doing is I'm just dragging and spreading that paint. That is not a lot, but I'm also making sure that I cover the entire area, because otherwise it's going to look kind of weird, if I'm not painting areas, and you don't want that. You want the paint everywhere, but in some places less than others, okay? So extend it really well. And then you're gonna take again your lint-free rag and you're gonna kind of clean specific places where you want it look like it's more lighter or has been worn out. Very simple. So once again, take the paint and drag it, extend the paint, drag your brush, make sure you cover everything, but make sure that you leave areas that are lighter than others and just kind of fix it with your rag. And as you can see, you can actually see some areas lighter than others, okay? So I'm just gonna do this other space just to finish the demonstration. I take paint and I extend it. And make sure that I use all the paint that I have in my brush and that I cover everything. But as you can see through the wood grain and the stain still. Now, this is going to be only one coat, and that's it. And you see, I can see an area darker than others, and I'm gonna just clean the key holder to look more organic. And that's all. Okay, I'm gonna show you again how to do, I call it my black smoke technique. It could be also a black wash, but I painted before the molds and the flowers to make sure that I have full coverage. And then I am again taking my brush and just dragging that brush. And I notice it's getting a little bit dry, so I'm going to apply a little bit of mist. Don't put a lot of water, it's just a tiny bit of mist. And then just take your lint-free rag and just bounce it a little bit. And then you're gonna get that organic look that, like if the paint is just getting worn out with time. So you can also add more paint as you want and just enhance and make darker some areas, and then just bounce in other areas to give it that organic look, like if it's being worn out with time and naturally. Okay, so take your paint and just drag your brush. I'm also gonna pounce a little bit inside the flowers just to make sure that I have full coverage there. But it's just super simple. It goes super fast, and with this technique you only have to do a coat. You don't have to do 2 coats. And then after the paint is dry, you can just apply your matte sealer. That's what I'm gonna seal with because it's very matte and it's beautiful. It's gonna just look like it's natural. It doesn't have any shine. And you can also do Mine's Your Own beeswax. With this, I think I did another piece with Mine's Your Own beeswax. And that's it. It's super simple, super fast, and it gives a beautiful look, like rustic, but also industrial at the same time to any piece. And you can preserve the wood, you can preserve the grain, you can also appreciate the wood grain with it. And I think it's absolutely a great technique. Okay, so that's all to it. I want to enhance those molds to look a little bit metallic, and so I made a mix of glaze with the Mica powers in copper, and I feel it's going to give them a really nice touch and a great color. And it's basically a metallic paint that I did with Glazed Over, and I did 1 teaspoon of Glazed Over and a tiny little bit of mica powder, and I'm just actually adding that with a little artist brush. And very simple, but it's gonna give an enhanced beauty to these absolutely gorgeous molds, and gonna contrast with the black smoke tone. Okay, so that's very simple.
Last step, we're going to be applying some matte sealer. I love the matte sealer because it doesn't have any shine, but it protects really well, and especially want to protect the top of it because it's what gets used the most. I am just applying it with a little sponge. I like how we actually avoid brush marks using a sponge. And I'm just going back and forth, and until I have like basically a good application. Don't overwork it too much, but it's very simple. And I'm gonna be doing most likely the top probably 3 or 4 coats, and then the rest probably a couple of coats. But it's super simple, nothing complicated, and that's it. We're gonna be ready for our final reveal now. So this is the final reveal, and that is the final piece. You can see it has different tones, and I call this technique the black smoke technique because it looks like, it has been smoked. So beautiful, very organically looking, and I added those molds up there just to give it a little bit of character. But I really love how you can still appreciate the good grain and the tones underneath, but it's well protected at the same time. So the wood came so soft to the touch, is unbelievable, and it's well protected. Those are my molds with my Glazed Over with copper mica powders. It looks good. I really like how it came out, and that's it. I want to show you the drawer, actually the inside of it, because I sanded it and protected it with my Your Own beeswax, and it really nourished the wood. I really love how it came out. It's really very soft to the touch as well, and preserving the rustic look of it. So there you go. So you can do this technique. It's super easy and super rewarding, and I hope you really like it and enjoy the video. Please leave me your comments, and I'm really looking forward to my next piece and showing you what I'm going to be doing. Thank you so much for watching, and have a spectacular day.